Give me a second. There we go. Hey! Now there's the intro. Although it kind of messed up just a little bit. Yeah, don't worry about that. Oh shit, what was that? I saw the waiting room. It's like, wait, what was it connecting to? Hold on, give me a second. For those who are just listening, I'm just gonna look into the waiting room. Why is it counting down to like all the way down there? That's crazy. What kind of timer is that looking at? I wish I knew. You know, if I could just send a reminder to myself and not start the intro again, that'd be great. And also actually start this. I could have sworn I did something like that. Oh, is that what this is? Okay. Start it. Okay. We're getting some technical issues. Hold on. Hold on, everyone. Let's pop things up. Oh, there's a tickler. Hey, I knew something was missing. Although, it looks like I'm missing my timer, though. But, hey guys, how's it going? My name is Justin. You're watching 268 of DangIT Productions. It's actually a pretty special episode, considering it's the week after ComicCon, which you know what that means. Before we jump into that little bit, here, let me tell you something, actually, that came to my attention. Okay, so that's the departure time for Gabe right there. On the top right hand or top left hand side of the video on YouTube's. So actually it's kind of weird because it's not really exciting or anything like that. It's just something that I noticed on Facebook. One of my friends that I had met and actually filmed the video with actually kind of went through a transition. And so they go by a different name, different pronouns, so they and them. So that was something new I did not. And apparently this has been happening for a while now. So for me to get the birthday message saying, oh, it's so-and-so's birthday, I look at it like, I don't know this person. So I click on that profile picture. I was like, who is this? And I start scrolling. I'm like, oh, shit. That's wild, dude. I would not expect it. But yeah, that was super cool. Oh, actually, that's why. This is the count. That's the count up right there. So technically, we haven't quite started quite yet. And if anything, a quick recap. Found out a friend of mine's now's gone through a transition. There we go. Boom. Everyone's caught up. Perfect. And you know what? I was debating whether or not I wanted to bring this up on the podcast. But I think I will. You know, just kind of give you guys like a story of it because it has some certain amount of impact on my life. So let me give you this hypothetical story, completely irrelevant to me, despite what I just said like a couple seconds ago. So here we go. So so this person, you know, doing the best he can, you know, at work, trying his best. Like he knows that this is it. Like you lose this chance, that's it. You're gonna have to be on your own. Tries his very best, you know, at work. But of course, you know, it's tough. Really tough. And so this person, in order to kind of reach out to people and try to socialize, because that's part of the job, expresses his frustration and the mass stress that's been clouded on or stacked upon him. And people give him feedback. And it is essential and it's greatly appreciated. Downside, later on, he got notified by someone from upper management that they got word of it. And unfortunately, that got the word of the mentor. And based on how the story got passed down and got misconstrued, ended up kind of seeing the mentor in a bad light. And now the person who's been struggling right now feels bad because in an attempt to open up to people in order to socialize and to brainstorm and get advice on things, ended up kind of being thrown at his face. And so now that person is left not just stressed out, but also sad for that mentor and also upset with the person who told that story to upper management. So bottom line, guys, moral of the story for this poor sack of a person who I don't know whatsoever, could not be anywhere farther related to me. If you're going to tell someone, especially like in the work office setting, about things, and if you want to report it, make sure it's all hypothetical and not just straight to the fact, because stories can get passed down. And of course, there are such things such as rumors in high school, for sure. But you don't want to give people the wrong idea. So, bottom line, if you're going to report on something, be accurate and also be hypothetical if it hasn't been shown proof that it actually happened. So, that's all I wanted to share to you guys as far as like serious stuff. I'm going to give a shout out to Josh. Hey, what about any of this food I'm eating off the floor? Lewis probably looks like he's a Simmons stick from the Apple Jacks commercial. So anyway, I was talking to you guys about things that happened last week, which was ComicCon. Now, that's super cool and all, and I'm going to get to that, but there's a lot of stuff, okay? So I understand that there's some people who would like to listen to the podcast, so I'm going to try to be as verbal and descriptive as possible about the things I got. But first and foremost, something else that I got just yesterday, and I'm super excited about it, was a game that came out yesterday called Fire I was gonna say Fried Emblem Tres Casas, but I need to introduce the game proper. Fire Emblem Three Houses. I got the Seasons of Warfare edition. I think this is the only edition that they have available. But essentially, it's a pack that contains the game, a steel book, art book, sound selection CD, and a 2020 calendar. Now, the calendar's kind of cool, but I'm kind of in for the music. But there are some pretty cool things. And I'm going to just go ahead and show you the calendar. So essentially, this is what it's going to look like. It's a really small calendar. Something that you can like sit on your desk, and it sits up. So all you got to do is just like float through pages. And what's really cool about it is not only does it show like the illustrations of the characters, but also illustrations of, I guess, murals and paintings and whatnot. Kind of harking back to just like how stories would be passed down in the sense of doing it as kind of like an artistic perspective. So something that you can see on like a mural or something is what you would see. And what's included on the calendars are the actual specific dates of the events that occur in the continent of Fodlan where the game takes place. So in addition to that, the birth dates of everyone as far as the cast, except for yourself, because you're technically the main character, and you get to decide what your birth date is. Although it makes it really super ominous if you don't have your birthday there. Oh, but did I actually show you guys like what it looks like? So here's the first month, Guardian Moon. So that's kind of what it looks like. Violet is kind of like your main character, but you can also like change the name and the gender. So that's why you don't have like a birth date like for that person here. It's super cool. In addition to that, here's the disc CD. I haven't opened it up yet, but I definitely will. It's only a matter of time. And actually, no, I'll take the entire unit out. So again, this is the CD. It's packed with something in the back here, which actually holds the calendar. So I just like slipped it out, but essentially that's the calendar holder itself. And this is the steel book right next to it, pretty much showing a lot of illustrations that you see in the trailer so far. And when you look at the back of it, it's kind of like a mirrored, shattered version of it. It's the same like mural, but it's like cracked it open, and you see in the back just the prints that you'll see that is related to your main character Violet. When you open up, you see the inside of like the church, as well as a little spot where your cartridge would show up. But wait a minute, where's the cartridge? It's in the Switch right now. So that's super cool. And lastly, this is the art book. So I haven't opened this one either, but I most definitely will. Oh, cool. Sorry, I was actually looking at this a little more. I was playing the whatchamacallits. I was playing the prologue and a little bit of just exploring the monastery in the game, which is your hub world, and they were talking a little bit more about these crests that get passed down to certain generations or a lineage of family, and it's cool to see that there actually are different like little signs for crests. Your main character gets the very unique ominous crest, the signia that you see like throughout the trailers and whatnot. But yeah, so I've been playing it, never really got too far in it. As far as actually showing DangIT plays of that, probably will try to do it's gonna be tough. But it's like, okay, so I'm gonna run through this game like 3 times because they give you the option to choose which house you want to go to first, and they really just kind of throw it at you like you gotta decide like right now to each, like, what are you gonna do? And I'm like, I'll go with the Black Eagles because that's what I chose with when I first saw this trailer. But hey, Josh was saying like I didn't know Fire Emblem was this stylish. I wanted to watch it and get into it, but always wanted to start somewhere else. Always wanted to start something else. Oh, I see what you mean. You know what? What got me into Fire Emblem was, and I've probably told this story before, but it was on the 3DS, and then they had a free demo for Fire Emblem Awakening. So I downloaded that because I was remembered that my brother used to play Fire Emblem, and so I watched him play it, and I didn't really care much about it until I had my own 3DS, or I bought the 3DS on my brother. That was a long story ago, but essentially I downloaded Fire Emblem Awakening, played, the first 2 chapters, and I was like, I'm hooked. I love the style. I'm down with it. And it's been like that ever since. So I played all the 3DS versions, including the remake for Gaiden, which was Echoes, and now we're over in Fried Emblem Tres Casas, and now I'm playing that, and it's a totally different like take on the game as far as like, and that's what I was kind of like apprehensive about. I didn't know if there was gonna be some situation where I'd feel weird about like, oh, I'm gonna end up teaching kids, like I'm just a teacher, like I don't go out on the battlefield. No, it's kind of different, but I couldn't tell you exactly how it is. But reviews are coming in, and they're saying it's really nice. So, all right, I'm gonna look forward to playing that. For now, I'll just play it on the offside because I really want to just take in the game. But I'll definitely do like a let's play, maybe a Twitch stream, and maybe post that on YouTube later. But giving a shout out to Black Charizard Gaming. Do you watch One Piece? I don't. Anaya does. Anaya is the one who watches that show religiously, like 7 times. Joshua was also saying like too many episodes I started but haven't been watching since the beginning, like Dragon Ball and Naruto, so just got overwhelmed to stop watching. If so, who's your favorite character? But it's good. For sure, yeah, it's... So One Piece is like a very lengthy show, and it still holds up. I remember watching one of the episodes in they're going to Wano right now. And I watched like one of the episodes, and it's still like goofy in a good way. I don't know, there's just so many episodes. It's so hard, especially when you're dedicated to all these other things. Like my time management is kind of like all over the place, and my schedule is kind of like strained out. So once I figure out like my schedule and everything, when it comes to me just doing things like outside of work, it's probably gonna be like really tight. But you know, and I would probably say you can watch 1 episode per day or something like that, or just like play it in the background. He usually plays it in the background, is what I hear. Like he'll be doing like his own thing, but he'll play like One Piece like in the background. I'm pretty sure like if you put him on like for a pop quiz on like anything One Piece, he'd probably almost get every single answer correct. But sorry, all these teacher burps are coming in. You guys know about the teacher burp? It's the one where you just are quietly like go to yourself and resume whatever you were doing previous to that. They just come out just like really subtle. But all right, so now that I just like covered Fire Emblem and stuff like that, so that's been touched upon. I'll answer this one last thing from Black Charizard. Can you look at my quirk on your part 3 video? It's an idea that I had thought about. Right, so that reminds me. I want to talk to you guys about my last take on the quirk concepts. So the first one was super cool. Second one was really, really cool because we were reading people's comments from the previous videos. And this third one that happened recently, like maybe the week before I went to Comic-Con, that was intense, dude. Like, I think it was an hour and a half of me reading through all the new comments on the first episode. And it was so overwhelming. So I'm going to need to find a way to, like, do core concept videos consistently, but also add some input here and there. And also just kind of, like, shorten it down. Maybe like 10 minutes. Or, like, five like, ideas that I can, like, really elaborate on. Otherwise, I just stay there for, like, an hour and a half, and I'm just dead tired. I did it after, like, one of these podcasts, so maybe that's why I was super tired. But yeah, for sure, Black Charizard Gaming. I will definitely look into whatever comments if it hasn't been covered already. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see. Josh was saying, yeah, I have Bleach, Death Note, Black Clover, Boruto, and Clanad to finish. Oh man, I didn't even start Clanad, and I guess I should. I should also finish Black Clover because it does get like pretty interesting here and there. Boruto. Listen, I just I hopped off that train for a while now, so. But Death Note, ooh. Death Note, listen. Everyone needs. Before you jump into One Piece, jump into Death Note, because at least that has a definitive end to it. That's shorter to reach. But, okay. I don't remember what I was going to say, if there was anything else I wanted to cover before I go into doing my little show and tell that I do every year of Comic-Con. So for those of you who didn't know, last week I went to Comic-Con and I posted just like a very short, maybe like 30 minutes worth of a podcast in audio form for that. So meanwhile, I was just out there exploring the place. And I want to say, as far as reflection, this one was pretty laid back. Unfortunately, I got like a mild sunburn in the back of my neck here. So after that, I'm definitely going to have to actually apply sunblock or sunscreen whenever I go about. So, word of advice, I know that no one likes the smell of sunscreen, but if you know you're going to be out in the sun for a while, just simply, whether it be out on the beach or just like walking around sun exposure, like, wear sunscreen. Just do it. Because the way I think of it, you know, girls don't really like to see just weird like oddities like in a guy's skin, I would say. And that's how I think of it. Like, so if you're expected to say hi to someone that you really want to impress, like visual wise, you don't want to be like having skin like flaking all over the place. So that's gonna be my motivation for next year. You don't want people to look at you and think like, man, dude, he looks awful. But yeah, Death Note is really good. Can't you get skin cancer if you don't wear it and you're in the sun a lot, says Josh. I believe so. Don't quote me on that, but that might be the case. The end made me sad though. Oh, for Death Note? Yeah, dude. That's why it's so good. Listen, let me just like disclose like my favorite episode, which was, I love the episodes where not a lot happens, but whatever does happen in that moment is so impactful. So my favorite episode, Death Note, to this day is still the whole situation where our boy Light needs to convince this other person that he's trying to get the person's name so he can write down the death note to kill her, but she herself is super cautious and she's investigating the whereabouts of her dead I think her dead dad, which our boy actually killed by writing his name. And he's like, oh shit, like she might be hot on my trail, I gotta get rid of her now. And so it's him walking with her trying to get her name out, and that's the entire episode. And the steps to make that happen it's wild. It's so great. Now, Netflix series, I could recommend that because people say it's a dumpster fire. Speaking of which, that's a great transition. Speaking of dumpster fires, one of the vendors at a Comic-Con, and I'm about to show you guys the haul right now. Their name is 100% Soft. Now, these guys were totally under my radar. I'd never heard of them. And here's their thing. They were selling these really cute dumpster fires. I shit you not. They're selling dumpster fires. Hey, look, listen. Let me pull it up here. I'm not sure if I can show you guys the actual desktop version of it. Let me see. Saw. Oh my god, it's so cute. Hold on. I should let you guys know that if I get pulled away for a quick second, yeah, that's just gonna be the case. Here. Let me jump into the monitor. There it is. Look at it. It's so cute. You guys, if you're listening to it, you can't really see it, but essentially what's there is just like, it's a little model of like cute dumpster fire with a face, and he has fire like in the bin. And that's pretty much it. Podcasting again. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I think I need to jump back to my little topics list here. But anyway, they go for $50. It's wild. But hold on, give me a second. I just want to make sure I clear everything up on the other side, because I think I know who's here at the house, and I just need to take care of that just real quick. Okay. So, alright, sorry about that. Oh, I got a bad feeling I'm going to get an earful for just like having to cut out for a second. So, sorry about that. He has a fan. Yes, I do, Joshua. I do have a fan. Again, apologize for that. Doing something that I can't really talk too much about, but essentially, I had something requested to come over here. But of course, the podcast is happening, so like when everything just kind of like aligns itself, it's kind of weird. In any case, 100% soft. They actually had like a little tiny booth, and that's the problem. It's a tiny booth. It's super crowded every single time, and they had other things that they were selling there. I'm not sure if I can actually show it over here as well, but these super cool posters. They're cute posters, but they're Avengers theme. And what I mean by Avengers theme, they kind of showcase kind of like a pretty simple like template layout for the poster that showcases like all the characters in their respective like whatchamacallits scenes in the Avengers, like from 1 to Age of Ultron to Infinity War to Endgame. Shoot, I don't think I can see them on this one, or maybe I can. Let me see. Oh, here, let me show you real quick. Monitor only. Oh, see? Oh, actually, if you're listening to this, you can't really see it. But essentially, it's just like all these like fixed models of the characters kind of doing their thing, and surrounding them are enemies or allies. So you see all these, and it's just super cool. Oh, I guess if you're watching this and you haven't seen Endgame for some reason yet, spoilers. But something I wanted to show to you guys is that I wasn't really quite interested in the posters. I kind of wanted the dumpster fire like originally. And I was like, shoot, well, they're only selling it in limited quantities, but eventually they were going to sell it online, so I don't have to worry about it. Like, but wait, look at those things, Justin. I'm like, oh, are those little tiny cute charms? And so they had like 8 of them, right? I got all one of each. We did, Mr. Shark. But yeah, so just a little quick preview. These are the little charms that I got from 100% Soft. And I'm going to just show you one by one and also describe them as well. So, yeah, they're plush charms. Pretty much the theme is kawaii food party. And the first thing I'm going to show you guys is a little tiny pancake. 3 pancakes, actually. With a smiley face. Just so you know that it's happy even though you want to eat it. The next one, oh, Steven will love this. I should have brought like a second one, but a taco. A cute little taco with some smiley face, freckles, and I guess you can call the lettuce and the tomatoes kind of like a bit of like hair for a little taco, but there you go. And I know Anaya would love this. I should have gotten another one for Anaya too, but a pizza. And you know what? I might just give it to them because I don't really need this many. But it was just like, it was one of those cases where it's like they're all there, so I was like, I might as well. This one needs to be mine, and mine alone. The coffee. So cute. And next one, 4 more to go. We got Sriracha one, so obviously they know their kidder audience right here. Anyone who likes Sriracha, they're here. Pretty much it's just a smiley face with like lines indicating like lists of things and words that would be usually placed for it, as well as there's a donut with a smiley face with freckles or sprinkles and whatnot. I'm going through them pretty fast now. The last two is actually a ramen bowl, and this one's pretty great because they got the lining of like the noodles just right, and it almost looks like a baseball, but it also has chopsticks like at the very end. Super cute. And they got like a little chunk of meat. And that's it. You see the bone in the end, but you see the face and the inside. It's cute, but it's also kind of weird. But yeah, that's it for the 100% off. I would say these Plush Charms are kind of expensive. Like they're $6 each. So, and for their size, maybe that is a little bit too much. But they're also really cute. So don't judge me. Nothing can be that cute. It's up to something evil. You're so right. So another thing, and you know what? I gotta give a shout out to Yuli. She is someone who was joining like the entire group out as far as pretty much taking names and attending all these. I'm just kidding about the taking names part. Attending all these different booths that have like these time slots. They have to register prior to Comic-Con, and she got like a pretty good sizable amount of time slots, and so she didn't do anything for the 100% off. This is all me, but she helped out the entire like team, including myself, for most of the remaining like figurines and collectibles that I got. One of them being from the UCC. One of the distributors is UCC, and to kind of describe UCC, they're kind of like a various distribution type of group that kind of focuses on different genres. So it's not really focused on anything. It's just like some limited edition type of goods from any type of franchise, whether it be, say, Kingdom Hearts or anything like that'd be related to Pop Funkos, and then whatever's collaborating with them, like Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z is a pretty big one for them. And for this year, they got something pretty big. And as you notice, like something just fell off. And it's one of my posters. I'll show you guys the posters too. But this guy's pretty huge, but he's a big old softy. He's here. It's a big plushie of Sword Kirby. Oh man, you can even see it too on the tag. It's like a limited edition, Comic-Con exclusive, and it shows you how many of them there were. There was 1,500 of them being sold, and I got the one that was like the 1,095th one out of like the entire group. And dude, he's so cute. It's funny though, like he's affiliated with Link because of the whole hood and everything like that. So people, I think he's like listed as like Link Kirby. This is just Sword Kirby. Come on. But thank you for reminding me. I think the whole Marvel Phase 4, we'll definitely talk about that in a little bit. In the meantime, I'm gonna have Kirby join my little e-tank from the Comic-Con from 2 years ago. So let me just put these guys together. Aw, isn't that cute? Geez, I appreciate Kirby after Smash. Oh, really? That's how it came out to be? And, yeah. Oh, I should probably show you guys these. These are your token, like, Comic-Con bags that you get every year. You may not actually know what they're like, but, essentially they're just bags, but they work as backpacks since they have double straps and everything like that. And they got 3 buttons at the very top for you to seal things. And the reason that they have it as big as this is so, you know, you can collect as many souvenirs as you can, such as maybe the big Kirby, but I think it's more like just figurine boxes and whatnot. So, and they give out different types of illustrations for the back of these backpacks, and I just got one with Looney Tunes. So, just so you know, verbally and just showing. So, just gonna. I don't know how I folded this. I must have done something. Okay, here we go. So that's one bag right there, and here we go. Here's another one. This is actually because outside of Comic-Con, they had something here at Petco Park, and it's just something that's open to everyone. What's really cool is that there are vendors outside of Comic-Con, the exhibit hall, so you don't need a badge for everything. One of the attractions that they got was something from Gundam, of all things. Mobile Suit Gundam. This is the 40th anniversary beyond, so it was kind of celebrating like 40 years of Gundam, which is actually quite crazy when you think about that. And I gotta show you guys this too, since we're on the topic of it. Where are you? Okay, cool. So at the 40th little anniversary booth section there for Gundam, they were actually like letting us do a couple things, and one of them was to actually get one like the building kits. Maybe some of you might be familiar with this type, but this is the RX78 Gundam figure. So essentially what they were doing was having us kind of do like a little bit of a race, 15 minutes on the clock, to kind of build like your Gundam, but you can also keep it too. I'm just trying to see where I was at, because my thing was all over the place, but essentially I think I was trying to build the torso. Yeah, I was trying to build the torso, and the arm socket bits actually don't have a place to be sat on, so I ended up spending so much time just trying to figure out how to here they are, how to get these little guys to hook on to one of the torso parts, so that like when you close the entire torso together, they would actually sit there. Yeah, I couldn't do it. Just couldn't. The problem is just trying to fit the box in there too. But okay. Actually, is there anything else? Oh, well. Here's this. It's my badge for Comic-Con. I got it. Here's something cool. Another thing that it was like Yuli and her fiance. I guess they were at the My Hero Academia panel, or no, Funimation generally, and they got these two buttons in excess. So I got two of them, and these are My Hero Academia buttons. This is showing Bakugo and Midoriya doing their thing, but it's super cool too. So for those of you who can't see it, it's pretty much, these are pretty sizable buttons. They're the size of my palm, pretty much. Just them doing some action shots. So that's super cool. And here's something here. This is a little weird art / illustration of Cookie Monster, and the reason I have this is because we were waiting in line for a Kojima panel, and one of the panels before that was that we actually walked into was a Sesame Street panel of all things, actually, which was actually by itself was a really cool experience, because here, I'll give you guys that to look at while I talk. But essentially, yeah, it was pretty much just people reflecting on just like Sesame Street and the new challenges that they face as far as what they need to teach kids about some pretty big life manner situations, such as from having some sort of like communicative disease, or no, not disease, but disorder, or having some kind of like disability intellectually, to being homeless or being adopted. Like really legit things to talk about. And it was kind of crazy when when we sat down the panel, and granted I'm pretty tired myself, so I was just kind of like almost like falling asleep throughout the two panels before Kojima, and I was even passing out on that one too. But the fact that there were so many people involved in Sesame Street and grew up with it and now reflecting on it, it's wild. I was not one of those people who actually was part of that group who watched Sesame Street that often, but it's still really cool how you still have like the voice actors, or at least people who portray the characters so well, still doing that kind of stuff. But let me actually catch up on things here in the chat here. So I read up from Kirby. Kirby wasn't a part of my childhood like Mario and Legend of Zelda. I've only started noticing Kirby recently. Supposed to be a Smash. Can we all agree that the 12-year-olds that spam PK Fire are cancers? Dude, that was Gabe during that tournament. That was someone had to meet in that end. It was horrible. And Gundam Phase 5. The new Phase 5 was Darling in the Franxx. We're in Phase 6. Never seen play the games. Not much of a guy. Except for a few Darling Franxx and Evangelion stuff. Have you read the new My Hero Academia chapter? I read that on and off, and I usually like catch up by 3 chapters each time. I know that Viz actually allows you to read for free, and I do jump into that. Although can I say something? It's hard sometimes with Viz to navigate through it, to get to watch or read the new panel and not be directed to like, oh, buy one of the volumes. Anyway, that's kind of a little snippet for me. But Black Charizard says like, no wait, I wait for the anime, so no spoilers. Josh was saying, should I start Evangelion? I've been wanting to for a while, but my friends say I won't watch it or like it. Oh. Well, I know that Evangelion is now available on Netflix now. If you have access to Netflix, you can watch it, but I've seen like comparisons to their adaptation for dialogue and everything like that kind of being subpar to how it was originally English voice acted. So know that if you do watch it, it won't give you the same like impacts, in a way. I think the general message still gets across, but you just have to be wary that it's not word for word exact as to the wording. You gotta have to let your imagination kind of run freely as far as like what do they mean and how they act and what does that mean. Oh, here's something. Okay, so the last thing from Gundam was this guy. Essentially, you just wrap it around your head and you just like wear it and you're like, but I have no idea what this is. Is this like some kind of like standard enemy? But I think it's a new Gundam game, right? Mobile Suit Gundam Battle Operation 2. It's coming out for the PlayStation 4. Bandai Namco is behind it. So most likely it's going to come and go. No, I'm just kidding. It's just like Bandai Namco has a sad thing about them in the sense that they'll work on a project and it looks super cool. And then they just never, ever, ever bring it up again. And unfortunately, the games are only just subpar. But people will buy it. I know that. This makes me the days of like Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm. Off-brand Cyclops. Oh, is that what it is? Robcop. But, okay. Here's some pretty big things here. Let me just start from the beginning. Let me go back to UCC distribution because that's where most of my Pop Funkos came from. Let's start with the one that's super cool. It's Mr. Todoroki himself. Have cold, have hot. And he glows in the dark too. So if you cover him in the darkness, and I tested this, only the frosted side glows up. I don't know why the fire side doesn't, but the ice part does. And that's just like little bits of his arms here and there. But that's super cool. Isn't that? Yeah, we got him. And let me just sit him right here in the background. You know, if you guys want to see him like in his glory, let me just up the brightness here, so the background at least gets lit up a little bit. What else is there? Okay, so 3 lines. Oh man, where are you, Mark? Because Mark would just kind of be a little bit giddy about seeing all this. Oh yeah, by the way, this is the bag that I'm using to carry all this stuff. It's not necessarily like what I bought, but you know, when you have friends who can like just give you guys like bigger bags and kind of have to make use of it. But here, let me show you like the 3 Dragon Ball Z focus of pop figures that I got. And let me just let you know, there was a lot of them. There's a lot of Dragon Ball like pop figures, and I just limited it to just like 3. So we got Super Saiyan Gotenks. That's super cool, right? I know that they have like the what was it? The Super Kamikaze Attack Ghost Gotenks. They have that as a separate figure too. It doesn't really quite sit well. Here, I'll let you sit on top of Todoroki. Hopefully. Oh, actually, you know what I can do? Actually, I'll do it like in a little bit, but okay. So, I want to show you guys. I don't know which one I want to show first, but I'll show this guy first because he's a little bit more recent as far as Dragon Ball Super, and that's Jiren. We got a figure of Jiren. Oh man, and for those of you who don't know Jiren, he's just a bad dude. Well, he's kind of a good dude, but he's also kind of stuck in his old ways. But yeah, he's a big threat. Big threat. And now the next one I want to show. Well, that's not gonna. Jesus. Yeah. Okay. I want to show you guys this guy. It's Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, Kamehameha. So it's exactly how it is. It's Goku in his SSGSS form, doing the Kamehameha. But that's super cool. So just like he's charging up real quick. Now we just need an Ultra Instinct Goku. But you know what? I wish we had. Do we have a Broly Dragon Ball like pop figure? Joshua stands with Vic. Poor Vic. So here we go, guys. I'm just gonna go ahead and line them up based on like who they are. You know what? I'm gonna need to find like a new shelf for all this. I really will. And oh hey, little, and those are kind of like the big things. Next big things would probably be the posters to show you guys. But I got this cool bookmark. This is for I think this is a general Marvel one, but I think yeah. So I don't have the name of. Is this Gene? Yeah, I think this is Gene in this bookmark. And on the back side, you just see you're able to check out all these different works. But yeah, other things. The general, the Viz Manga Samplers that they give you at the Viz booth. So what this is it's just a manga that has like all the different like, I think like bits of chapters like from each show that they're showcasing like on the front cover. So. Oh, they have this one show that we're looking into. Not the My Hero one, but I forget what the name of that one is. Let me see if I can find it as I flip through it. So here it is. Let me see. I think I got it. No, I don't think I got it. You know what? Give me a second, guys. Comey can't communicate. So that's something that I'm kind of like interested in, and I hope to see that as an anime adaptation soon. Because it seems like a really, what's the word? Wholesome type of show. In case, let's see. Sorry guys, I'm going to just kind of see if I can keep up with everyone. Seth, programmer, is about to debunk your video now. Jeff was saying, I was against Vic, but after seeing all the evidence and watching videos on it, now I believe he is innocent. Oh, okay. So there was evidence showing that he wasn't involved with that, and it's just that. Because here's my thing, and I think you all got it like based off of like what I was saying in that little rhetoric that I was giving you guys, and oh, I'm holding on to this thing. This is just the batch holder thing when it gets delivered to your house. But it's definitely one of those cases where they're all accusations. There's not really too much visual proof unless it's presented. Otherwise, anyone can go on to say Twitter and stuff like that and just say like, oh, he touched me the wrong way, and that's it. And you can like come up with an entire story. I remember reading like a thread of that too on Twitter about a girl who, and she was kind of younger, and how Vic was trying to coerce her. This is all her story, right? So she doesn't really show any kind of visual proof or anything, like no videos and whatnot, no pictures. It's just her just kind of elaborating on this story. And to me, it kind of felt like, well, why would she want to make up such a story like that unless like she's totally against him and everything he stands for. So she came up with this elaborate story based on like some facts here and there as far as people he's been related to. But I don't know. It's kind of a weird situation. Here's another thing I got, just to kind of like get out of that situation. But another manga sampler of sorts. Hold on, I see. The Halloween show or movie. That's got me really curious. But oh, okay. Actually, you know what? This is not a manga sampler. This is kind of like a preview of sorts of new manga that'll be coming out. Never heard of any of these except for oh yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas. That's the only one that I have some kind of semblance to recognizing. But yeah, Area 51 anime, yeah, for sure. But yeah, Josh saying like, no, most of it is proven fake. Like some of the girls that came out against him didn't even do it. She said that someone took the picture without her consent to make him seem guilty. What anime are you hyped for? Hey, listen, right now I'm watching what was it, Fire Force and Dr. Stone. Dr. Stone has been like really like on top of it for me. Like I like this show. And Fire Force, I need to see the third episode right now. In any case, oh yeah, here's the Gundam like thing going on. Oh, and they're showcasing or advertising the show as well. Although this is really PlayStation 4. It's a free to play. Oh, okay, that's cool. Hey, yeah, I'm done with that. Other things for Gundam, yeah, it's all in this little booklet. Okay. Here's some cool things here. This is a really cool illustration that they got going on. The Souvenir Book for ComicCon. So the show is like everyone who's like involved. Not everyone is involved, but just like Marvel, DC, Pacific. But it just has like booklets on topical things that are going on as far as panels or reflections on last year or the year before that. So that's super cool. Actually, it did go further in depth as far as like other years prior to it. But here's the events guide, the quick guide. This used to be like the Bible for me when it comes to going to Comic-Con because it had the map and everything. But now you have like an app for Comic-Con, so you don't really need this thing as much. As well as being able to like pinpoint all of your favorite events without ever having to look back on it. So it's still cool to see it, but now we're kind of up there with technology. We don't really need that per se. And the last thing I want to show you guys before we move to any other topic, let's see. Oh yeah, and also Black Charizard's gonna go and wants to talk about Marvel stuff. I will talk about Marvel in a little bit. You know what? Speaking of which, I might as well bring out this one. So, I had 3 posters, and I want to show it to you guys because they're kind of cool. So, this one is a Captain Marvel poster, and I was like, yo, this one's cool. But unfortunately, like every single poster that I get on day one when I don't have like a poster holder, ends up getting a bit of creases here and there. So, if you did see that, I'm sorry. It's a shame though. I would like to hang up some posters, but I don't really have too much space because a lot of the walls are sound treated and are there for a purpose. Yeah, so that's one of the posters. The next one, depending if you like Final Fantasy or not, you might like this one. So you might notice that there's already a graphic on this one. This is a 2-sided poster, and I'll show you this backside in a little bit. But this is Final Fantasy VII Remake poster, and like, yo, this is also cool. And also I got on day one, so I had to like stuff it in my backpack instead of putting in a poster roll. But hey, look at the backside. Sephiroth. Every single time I look at him, I think of him like perpetually saying like Cloud, and everyone just getting hyped for that. That's crazy. It's available in March 3, 2020. So another super cool one. So the last one, this one's from the Kojima panel, and it's a huge poster. Like, I'm kind of like nervous as to actually pull it out because, you know, I got it under control for a while, but yeah. Anything before I go into the real of this guy? Let's see. I hope for Spider-Man at the very least. For the Marvel prediction, Spider-Man is my favorite hero, but I'm hoping for Deadpool and X-Force to introduce the mutants. Yeah, for sure. Like, Deadpool seemed like they got a cool thing going on, and it can really just build up on that. But okay, so let me give you some context as to what was going on with Kojima. Kojima was there at a panel to talk about his storytelling of sorts. What ended up happening was that it was about Death Stranding and about a Pacific actor that he became close friends with, who went on and on about like his story, getting to know Kojima, as well as giving him a few plugs about his new, I think it's Amazon or Netflix, I forget which one, but essentially I think it's an Amazon show or movie, and it's like 13 hours long. And I don't remember. It was something on the road to die or something like that. Just look up. I couldn't tell you what to look up. But it's just one of the characters that you would see in one of the trailers. He was it dealt more about his character. To give you some context, the character I'm talking about is someone who during this Death Stranding event, right, will find himself he dies like every 21 hours, and he gets revived after that, and so he has to spend his entire life for now dying and coming back, 21-hour periods. So it's like, that's wild. But yeah, Norman Reedus, yes, the answer is so much yes. So here, let me pull this to the side and show you what I got. This is a big poster. This is a big boy. Look at this. Look at this. Oh! Okay, so it's covered in a wrap, so you may not see it, but let me just... There we go. It's big boy Norman Reedus, and he's got a little tear in his eye while he's using one of the big old trackers. But it's a Hideo Kojima game. Death Stranding. From Kojima Productions down below here. Yeah. Well, yeah, this is the big guy. This is the winner. This is the one that you want to frame. Oh, on the backside, you also shows that it is indeed PlayStation. Right there. Yeah. All right. So that is it. That is pretty much everything that I got as far as Comic-Con related stuff. Oh. So yeah. After like having that Kojima like panel, it still boggles me what that game's about, and that is, we don't know. That's the problem. Yeah. Okay. So I was able to roll it up nice and tidy. So yeah. So there you have it. That's all the Comic-Con stuff. It's kind of maddening. The biggest things, or at least the biggest shock for me, PlayStation for life until PlayStation 5. Yeah, for sure. I feel like, yeah, that's the coolest poster I've ever gotten from Comic-Con. Ever. And you actually don't see it, guys, but I got 4 like poster holders from like all Fox from all the previous Comic-Cons, and this is the one that skips the tradition. But I got bunches of like posters like way over there that I'd love to hang up, but I don't have any space to hold it or lay it out like out in the house because this isn't my house. But it's crazy. Josh was saying, I've been playing PlayStation 4 since PlayStation 2. Just kidding, but I played PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2 is cool. have you guys ever seen the vlog that Steve and I were at? And we were in one of the malls. It was a vendor that was selling what was it? The old consoles and retro games, and there was a lot of PlayStation 2, a lot of Xbox, a lot of I don't think I saw a lot of GameCube, but like NES and stuff like that. That was wild, dude. And I was like, I want all your stock. It was wild, but just checking to see if I need to share anything else. That's pretty much it. My favorite things for sure are Kirby and the plushes. All right, so again, thank you everyone for just kind of taking all of that. I love Comic-Con each year. The only thing I wasn't able to do was go to the Nintendo booth this year. But what I heard from it, it's not really a lot. It's over the course of these past couple years, Nintendo's been doing a lot of the line situation where they will have people wait in line in order to get inside the lounge, and you have to wait again in order to get back in. And I think that's kind of, I mean, what was the issue with the last couple years? I don't know. Maybe they just got a lot of traction. Thank you. But yeah, okay. So last thing on list here is Marvel Phase 4 that I got for topics. So let me just start you off with like a little offhand little note. Lion King, the live action one, is okay. I don't think it translates well. In any case, now we're moving on over to Marvel Phase 4, and I'm actually bringing up like a listing of titles that they got going on here. So, oh man, that's a great like screenshot of it. I mean, hold on. I mean, look at this. It looks like someone actually just took the photo of it, like, and really did their best to frame it. So, appreciated, but yeah. So, okay, so let me just talk about a couple of these ones. First of all, I'm happy that Black Widow has her own thing. I'm so happy about that. The next thing, Falcon the Winter Soldier. That's coming in fall 2020. I'm really curious about that. I want to see how they really pick up after like Captain America's legacy. Marvel Eternals. I'm curious about that because it's kind of, for me, it's kind of the perspective of seeing the Marvel Defenders type of universe where you're seeing all these new characters popping up and you're like, who are they? And they all come back together. The next one is Shang-Chi, The Legend of the Ten Rings. This is a martial artist type of Marvel character. And I guess that's it for that character. I don't know how they're going to do it, but it's a movie. So, considering the closest thing I saw to like some sort of like martial arts or like some kind of, or really anything would be kind of Doctor Strange in the sense that I think their attires or wardrobe kind of like gave me like a kind of an Asian vibe culture, even though they dealt with a lot of magic. WandaVision, how are they gonna do anything with Vision now that he's gone? That's my question. That is the $1 million question for me. Here, I'm gonna bring this over to here so I can read you guys in the chat. Josh was saying, I like Comic-Con. It's a good time to get away from politics, school, and family. Unless family comes with you. In my case, yeah, had some relatives come with me. Josh was saying, my family is very liberal, so I'm always getting criticized for liking games that my family thinks are racist and promotes gun violence. So it's good to get away with Comic-Con. And wow, I actually never thought of it as like such an escape from family life. Black Charizard is saying, I'm happy because it finally works to have a female switch to Thor because it's in the comics. Oh, really? That's cool. I never knew about that. And I'll talk about Thor. Give me a second. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So, what I heard from this, and it's coming out in May 2021. That's a while from now, but essentially, Doctor Strange, or at least WandaVision, is a prequel to Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, where it's just a build-up to Wanda actually joining Doctor Strange in this movie, and it's supposed to be like a horror flick of sorts genre. And I don't know how I feel about that, because to be honest, I don't really like horror films, but for Doctor Strange and Wanda, I will make the exception. Now, another big one is Loki. Loki is a Disney Plus show. Gonna follow the events of Loki in another time and space where he actually lived and not got choked out by Thanos, and he escaped with the Tesseract. So it canonically does follow that and does show that even if you go farther back in time, whatever you left behind does kind of leave a marker. So there is a universe or time and space where Thanos just kind of leaves to go, further back in time so he can fight the Avengers like in the present time or the future, 5 years from then. But now this follows Loki, and I want to see because I felt like Loki at the very end of Ragnarok and at the beginning of Infinity War felt like he became a great character as far as a good guy, but now we're gonna follow Loki all over again as the bad dude, and I don't know if we're gonna see any other Marvel characters in Loki, but it'll be interesting. Let's see how they frame him and see if they could make him a good guy. Now the next one is as far as I know, it's an animation. Marvel Studios' What If, and it pretty much follows the idea of what would it be like if such and such happened. Like, what if Cap was part of Hydra? That's the type of setup that they're gonna try to do with Marvel Studios' What If, and it's all animated, and they're gonna try to get as many of the old cast together as possible. So that's super cool. Hawkeye. I have no fucking idea what our boy's gonna be doing. Like, what is there left? Was he just gonna be like a sitcom about Hawkeye and his family just doing rambunctious things while being in the middle of absolutely nowhere? I don't know. But here we go. November 5th of 2021. I like the fact that I think that the Thor movies have been coming out like around my birthday in November. And I'm like, I like this because I love Thor. Even as Fat Thor, I still love this man. And this is Thor, Love and Thunder. The same director from Ragnarok is coming back for this one, I believe. And I think he did a great job as far as like personalizing like Thor and giving him a purpose while making the movie generally really funny. And they're going to pretty much do the exact same thing with this one. But Natalie Portman's coming back. I'm not sure if they're the same person, but instead of Jane, she's coming in as the new Thor. So maybe Jane does wield the power of Thor now with a new Mjolnir and whatnot. That's going to be really cool. I want to see how that works out. I felt like Thor's love life has been pretty sad ever since like he and Jane had to break up due to like a mutual understanding. And correct me if I'm wrong, but Valkyrie also or at least her character announced that Valkyrie would be bisexual. So I'm not sure if there's gonna be tension like with that, a female Thor and Valkyrie. And I mean, I guess at this point, like Mr. Frozen Melted Ice Cream is not gonna be doing much. Hawkeye versus Galactus, that'd be great. Oh shit, these guys have been lying in wait. Let me guys show you the greatest thing that I got from ComicCon that I totally forgot because I totally took them out. But these were from the Funko booth. It's these guys right here. Hold on, let me see if I can actually see in real time. So, we got 80th edition of Batman. Following that, it's just business suit, but in all orange Conan. So, these are the big guys that I got out of Comic-Con. Let me guys tell you. I didn't even realize I made that, but my apologies, guys. I'm just so excited when I realized, like, wait, let me tell you guys. So, I'm sitting you guys up here. There we go. Look at that lineup. It's a lot of figures, not enough shelves. I'm gonna have to do something about that. Or I can do something. Maybe I can. Damn it. It's a lot. I got a lot of stuff. Down there, it's a lot of notebooks. Let me tell you that. But blue chrome Batman, it's legit. But so far of Phase 4, I'm very much so looking forward to Thor. Because what do you do with a bigger Thor? Like, what is he going to do? Is he going to, like lose all that weight, like, throughout the course of the next movie, and he just comes back the exact same as he was before the 5 years? Or what? Does he just kind of stay like that and he's just himself now? I don't know. Comic-wise, I feel DC is better. Nah. Marvel is best to me. Okay, well, at least everyone is expressing their opinions in a way that isn't quite attacking everyone else, so we're good. So, the dark metal and Batman who laughs just cemented my love for DC. But, okay. Is there anything else I wanted to talk about? I don't think so. This has been a pretty eventful, or at least podcast for me, as far as like showcasing all this stuff over the course of an hour. So I think that is pretty much it. Any updates on the channel? There's not really much. I have been releasing a lot of the reaction videos for not a lot of, but I think there's something going on with Death Battle, so I'll maybe take a look at that. Is there anything else? DangIT Plays. I would love to do Fire Emblem, but I want to play through it the first time around, like just totally just laid back and without having to live stream it. As far as live streams, I'm still doing Smash Brothers. I'm trying to finish a World Light. Found out that there's a lot of stuff going on. Also, something Secret Wars is very good. It's not much of a secret if I know about it now, does it? That's what I love about when someone puts secret or something. I don't care if someone likes Marvel more. If everyone has the same opinion, the world would suck. Exactly. So you just gotta be open to it. But I guess we are gonna transition towards the Secret Wars. I don't know anything about that. I don't want to really know anything about it right now. But yeah, I'll look forward to it if that ever does become a thing, and maybe it is building up to that. When's the quirk video? Next quirk video. Good question. You know what? Maybe I can prep it for next week as far as like a live stream for that one. Or you know what? Hell, maybe I just make it into a record video. I actually don't really know right now, so let's say that's pending, and I'll get to that next week at some point. And the zombie Marvel comics were awesome. I read a little bit about that, especially on Spider-Man side. But yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna end it here. So far it's just been in the room myself, Josh, and Mr. Black Charizard Gaming. So that was the first comic I got into, says Josh. Cool. That's super cool. So, all right. I'm a little tired. I'm gonna drink some water. Have a late lunch. Take care of that thing that was going on outside, and then play some Fried Emblem Tres Casas, and when there. And I will have a whatchamacallits, a Twitch stream of me playing through the World Light, just trying to finish that up tonight. About 6 hours from now. So keep that on your clocks, whatever place you live in. So lunch at 4 p.m. Oh, so you're a 2-hour difference from me. It's roughly 2 p.m. for me, but yeah, 6 hours difference. Or 6 hours from now, gonna be working on Smash Brothers on Twitch, so you guys can jump in for that as well. Social media links in the description as usual, and when there. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode of DangIT Prodcast, the ComicCon haul episode, featuring some moral points of a story. Featuring some Fried Emblem, and featuring your faces, and the dumpster fire that I never got. But yeah, all right. What's the Twitch? Yeah, all right. So on here. So thank you guys so much for watching. It's episode 268 of DangIT Prodcast. I'm running out of breath. My name is Justin, and thanks for watching. # bye everyone, and take care if I don't see you on Twitch or anything like that.